comes for Viktor to be able to get through the power trough in the early game, which is the 1-6.
Faker track the junglers early because that's where the most mind games come in. It's actually been a while since we've gotten to see a good Elise versus Olaf matchup. Since we've seen a lot of these things band out against each other, typically the Olaf is picked before the Elise because
he was fine taking all that damage early on because his priority was just to get the lane push. SKT have slightly more control in the bot lane.
Been incredibly aggressive on Elise. So Bengi is actually very worried about an Elise coming to kill him in his red buff, which is why Faker is scouting the Raptors right here. He's somewhere else.
Yeah, small mistake from Faker on that steal. He wants to repel over the wall and bypass a potential ward.
Exactly. This is so clever for Peanut. Right now, SKT thinks Peanut is topside. They see him on the ward. They have to run.
And here's the escape. Nonetheless, his prize.
In the first 5 or 10 seconds, he bails immediately.
They didn't have knowledge until very late.
You can see the players really trying to play with vision. The Wolf Smite says, hey, Bengi, get out of my jungle. And this is the stun. That is dangerous. Now, Duke is here for the escort. And that's a really nice...
at the same time. And if you back out of that poke, well, you're going to lose a lot. But it got him the lane control, which means they can base
Peanut. Peanut's path was very aggressive early because he wanted to get a surprise gank in the bottom lane.
Kills and pressure. Right now, SKT, they are the best team at being reactive and looking at what's going on. But another gank attempt here from Peanut. But look at the respect. Bang and Wolf, they don't pass the invisible barrier. That's kind of the do not cross line.
When the wave is gone, he walks up towards River to see what was happening. And the other point to talk about the failed gank chat is that's preparation as well. It's SKT
relatively empty. He either had two choices, base and delay himself, or go for a quick gank. That's why they always respect it. Right now, Peanut looking for more pressure in the top lane, taking down a pink ward. Right now, it's a vision game.
Peanut, though, through the pink ward, trying to brute force Duke, but he's level 6. That's an incredibly difficult turn.
This is the stun as well. It's Peanut who pulls aggro first. He will juke away eventually and does so. Of course, the King's tribute is on, but now Kuro's in the mix as well, missing the death ray, but still, he's got the ulti on, and now Duke's gonna run out of help, but he flashed away in time to knock us back.
For being so fast has been a step behind in the early game right here. That gank has to arrive before Duke hits level 6 for a bigger lead, and it gives SKT a nearly 1,000 gold advantage.
And you can see SKT trying to play with more than just the gold, but the tempo lead. They took over the bottom jungle. They're fighting for the red buff, and you can see that's going to be the red taken away by Wolf, and Peanut's now got to be a little bit afraid of the fact that everyone's coming by. And that Ashe arrow from Bang could have secured first blood for SKT.
In the bottom side of the map. Bengi and Wolf walked in. They placed 3 deep wards of what was going on Peanut.
And this is allowing Bengi to do a lot of work on the map. Who expected Bengi to be doubling Peanut's CS at 8 minutes and 30 seconds? That was unthinkable based on how they've been performing so far in this tournament.
It's the power of greed.
Caitlyn is so important in that nature, so having a Trundle later on versus the Poppy is super important.
Yeah, even if Poppy were to get 20 or 30 CS up on Trundle, by the time the late game hits, Trundle will have that pushing lead. But that's why Smeb's roaming in.
Got this coming in, the flash to push him back, but it's not going to be the cocoon, and the shockwave buys all the time Faker needs. 1v3, easy escape, 2 summoners down, but he's okay.
Small misstep in the mid lane would mean first turret, and they're trying to get that misstep with his Ashe arrow.
Trying to make the steps, not going to land them just yet. ROX able to tiptoe around them without too much problem, but it is Faker pushing up now without any summoner, so a slow and a lot more damage into the evaporation. First blood in for Smeb, and the fight continues. Bengi throws the undertow, but he's running for dear life. Smeb with immaculate timing lands the knock of the follow-throughs there. SKT have been so good at absorbing the pressure and trying to bring it a little bit later than 2016 ROX is seemingly comfortable with. Another shockwave now into Kuro, half HP on him. The shield's gonna time out, and Faker looking for just a little bit more.
Champion model right there. Immediate reaction from Bengi too. He knows the goal is just to chunk the enemy mid laner and create pressure on this turret.
SKT is attempting to win a war of attrition right here by consistently just getting the lanes pushing, even though ROX is throwing gank after gank at.
They have to hang on. I don't think they're gonna fall super far behind.
Relentless pressure mid from Faker.
First turret of the game, despite being ganked several times over the course. It's turret. He got some help from Bengi earlier on, who has been farming up a storm and pushing the lanes as he needs. SKT in the advantage. Peanut will get away from Stranglethorns, but he's now on top of 2 members of SKT, looking for a bit more damage. Stun finds Gorilla. Wolf does not yet has Grassroots available, and a great flash gets Gorilla away from the shockwave, but now Duke is back in the mix, and the Strangling Thorns are there, and it's one more hit to do it, and Duke gets the kill thanks to the King's tribute. ROX were able to time that push while the red buff was still after you take it, but hold on, it's Gorilla. A nice flash by Wolf getting away from Peanut's cocoon. That could have been death for him. Also, Drake should have been accurate, and Bengi is on it.
But this is another play from SKT where the goal is not to kill, it is just to wound. Get them low enough on HP get them out of the area, and hopefully force and rush an objective right here. But SKT decide to turn.
Oh, Peanut comes in!
He's in a pretty dangerous spot, stuns up in a bang, but now getting chased down by Bengi. This could be enough damage to trade one back, and they will find the ROX Tigers jungler. Now it's Duke running for a shockwave, not quite gonna land. They're missing plenty of CC, but it's still 2 kills picked up, and Duke is just too tanky. Smeb is now alone under the turret, will be running out of health, and it's Kuro to try to save the fight. Looks for Faker, does turn around 1, and Smeb will not be killed off. It's a 2 for 3. ROX finding a couple of kills to get again. Kuro nearly finds a third as well.
In this game that shows you the value of lane priority, which means whoever pushes first gets to make the first action, leave the lane and do something. Right now, ROX, they don't want to play the pushing game anymore. That's why they just group as 5.
And even though they're down 2,000 gold, the second Infernal is so important. Ultimate's just now coming up for SKT. We're going to see a fight.
Duke in a good position, but Gorilla caught in the front, gets okay behind the wall. Now the re-engagement of Bengi popping his ultimate, 1,800 health on the Drake, and Peanut is still taking it. And then Smeb takes an arrow to the face of the shutdown in favor of Bang.
He's
but
got
Peanut
it!
lands the smite, so it is a loss. Oh, who warded that? Why would you? Wolf gives Peanut the escape by warding over the wall.
Zyra does help take the Baron, but they got to be careful, especially if both goes down. Exactly, and getting the double Infernal Drake is just enough to keep ROX in the game.
Oh, mid laners assassinating supports. What is this, 2013?
At least against Duke, but once he gets the slow,
Towards Baron to get vision control, and that gave ROX a free time to push in the mid lane because they have that QSS on.
yeah, that's just why we can't underestimate.
Exactly, it's been quite remarkable because SKT has had the pushing lanes for a lot of this.
Stats, Viktor and Caitlyn definitely want the extra ability power and attack damage. Those are the 2 primary carries of the squad. And it's Gorilla getting caught out with a chain of crowd control, and Wolf deserves the last hit for setting up that play with the grasping roots.
Which kind of renders him useless anyways. So, in that sense, those 2 towers while SKT start Baron.
All the vision control is on the bottom side for ROX. They now see the Baron, but it's too late. They will get the 3rd Infernal, but SKT gets the Baron.
The very important Baron to grab. SKT, I think, making the exact right play on the backswing. Major carries here, the mid laner AD carry for SKT are super huge right now, plus Baron.
Yes, they have the item power spikes, but we're about to see SKT go for something big.
It was both a decision and a reaction because they already gave away.
The 2 subsequent turrets help as well. No surprise here, but it's SKT. Even once this all times out,
Viktor, so until Duke gets some super minions on other turrets, they're not going to be able to break that inhibitor wall.
attack for top.
Yeah, Bang just scribbling away at the turret here next to the traps. Watch him go into fog of war every time and threaten with the arrow as well. At every
Get picked because with triple Infernal Drake, you don't want to face a team straight up 5v5, but they will have the gold lead regardless.
They're going to have the slow on the Smeb, who tackles in towards Bengi, but is now running out of life rapidly down below 1,000. The knockup is there, and the don't even bother trying. They're playing for topside wards instead.
Yeah, as the vision up to get a free dragon. I don't think they value the dragon itself so much, but they don't want to give a potential of a 4 dragon.
This does stall out. ROX catch up. It's a soft block, but it's one that I think SKT can punch through soon enough. And it's ROX hoping for a miracle play. Looking for a rush on Baron. SKT are pretty far. You will have Duke coming in from the flank, but there's no steal in range. The arrow lands, and it's secure by Peanut. Now the 5-on-5. Bengi comes in, down to half HP, and it's going to be Duke kicked right back out, and ROX get away.
Play a much different way with Trey, honestly playing borderline confident. No QSS on Smeb though, but he can just dodge it.
Bang actually lodges it, and it's Bang running out of health, but now look at that. It's just too much damage to deal with. It's going to be a turret going down. Bengi, then a half HP, and Wolf got slowed by the Chaos Storm, which means a flash out of the SKT support.
And who needs flash the shockwave when you can just repel it if you're Peanut? That was a really great play. It means SKT has less threat to push them off turret.
Take that away from Faker. Kuro is running out of mana. He's going to be full enough by the time team play comes around.
And what a game. We saw initial 2 plays fumbled by ROX Tigers. They made their way back in. They got an Infernal Dragon. SKT took control again.
Though it did put them in a position where they could make the plays to win the game. If ROX makes a play, suddenly they would have the advantage. Smeb
into super late game mode. And their compositions get rewarded for kiting as well. Ashe, Zyra, Orianna, they all want to run backwards, just like King. So it might be a flash force here. Duke
Gets a slow, gets a little bit done, but now
fake out and they're running bot here. ROX Tigers expected this to be just Faker, but as they move towards the bottom lane, they may get surprised here by a pickoff.
They have to go the safe route.
Yeah, Prey knows to not walk too far into the brush. Bengi actually walked forward a little bit here, and you can see that still. The turret's picked up, and Kuro. Clutch gets the flash away just in time. A quick Roots coming in there as well, stopping down Prey and Gorilla. They don't find much.
Going for it.
There's a stun. There's a knockdown on a Wolf, and they're going to knock down him before he can do much of anything. So it's a 1-for-0 in favor of ROX Tigers. That top lane inhib turret will be going down.
Because of the duration of death timers, 42 minutes since game wide open, especially if SKT group up and ROX can find a fight.
Yeah, the support's coming. Karma just not there yet. Only thing that matters right now is this Elder Dragon. SKT looking to rush it down, using the zone from Wolf. Look for him to
It
put
has
that up.
stolen so many objectives this world.
They're trying to keep out. Repel gets away from this time. He goes in for it, and it's secured by Bengi. That is a big deal. SKT, shockwave, a shutdown. They've got 3 already. They're looking to kill absolutely everybody. ROX Tigers getting wiped off the face of the map. Smeb the only one alive.
SKT burns Kuro's flash in a previous fight. Viktor gets him the next time. Bengi is clutch with the smite in the jungle, and that's most likely the game for SKT.
It was the perfect ultimate from Viktor, and that's it for SKT. They get the kill, they get the objective, and they run down the mid lane.
And poor Smeb can't do anything. The recall is stopped. SKTT1 are a third of the way there as they take game 1 over ROX Tigers, looking to make it to the finals.